That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 10 after 11 o'clock, 32 degrees. It's hot. Really, really hot. So much for the weatherman. It's 22. It is 32. We're 10 over that. Monday, November 25th. Ottawa. Yeah, DISCO. Doesn't that take you back in the day? Canadian band too. And talking of Canadians, well, we're joined today by Jerry Sereda coming out of Dolphin, Winnipeg, Manitoba. And lovely, lovely guy. You're going to absolutely love this guy. Good afternoon over there. Good evening.
How are you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it sounds like you have much nicer weather where you are than we have right here. It's pretty cold. It's getting chilly, and as I was saying, the roads I was driving around today pretty icy, so sliding all over the place, and that time of year.
Yeah, and believe me, I fully understand. We get a few reports coming our way from the OPP. And, of course, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, they give us a few reports on places like the Coke, for instance, what the conditions are there. Believe me, funny story there, actually, the OPP. We had a Canadian truckie that had an incident on one of the major arteries there, and we were playing on his radio. So the young lady who was responding to it, she was right up there in the OPP. She took note, got in touch with us and asked us if we would do a few weather reports and conditions of the roads there. This year, the Royal Mounties have got involved as well. So we're sort of being a real effective part of your weather system and trying to keep people aware and safe.
That's awesome. You sound like a hub reaching across the world, and I absolutely love that. It sounds fantastic.
It's something that we don't mind doing, actually, as long as people are safe and happy. Plus, that means they're listening to us. Hey, week bonus there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, tell me a bit about Dolphin, Winnipeg.
Well, it's a small country town, population of about maybe 15,000, and I actually grew up just outside of it, in a smaller town with about maybe 500 people. So I was very used to the country life growing up, and that's kind of where I learned to, live off the land and kind of get in touch with nature. And it's also where I learned to play guitar, because there wasn't a whole lot to do out there. So you needed to pick up some kind of hobbies, and I'm glad I picked up the guitar and decided to start writing some songs.
I can understand that. I really, really can, especially coming from a small town. I was brought up in a small town as well. Basically, we had a little sign either side of our town with a couple of guys there that would say, population 501, 500, 499. Believe me, as it went through the day. So, believe me, I know what it's like coming from a small town. And I know that somewhere in the family, you were influenced in being able to play the guitar. Now, this is from your grandmother, is that right?
Yes, my grandmother. She always, when I was growing up, was always playing the guitar. A lot of different family functions, family members and friends would pull out guitars and start jamming. And it was one of the things that I really looked up to her for. And she taught me my first few chords, and she was always one of my biggest supporters in terms of encouraging me to keep writing songs. And every time, she'd come over for a visit, the first thing she'd say is, "You got any new songs? Can you play me some new songs? What new songs do you have?" So always keeping me on the ball in terms of, well, I know she's going to ask me for a new song, so I better keep writing, better keep doing something. And if I don't have one, she would just ask me to play something else.
It's cool. That really is cool, because believe me, I think, I literally feel that, having an influence like that gets you to where you are today. It really, really does. And I can see that there's a big future for you coming in the very near future. Now, tell me about Crazy Girl. How did you come to the lyrics of that?
Well, when I was living down in Nashville, we were working with a lot of big publishing companies down there, and I was often in touch with a lot of different great writers and a lot of different people that were involved, and that was one of the ones that was co-written by a good friend of mine, Lee Bryce, and it was just one of those songs that absolutely had to go on the record, and it resonated right away. I thought it was an absolutely fantastic song. And sometimes that's what it comes down to, is when you sit down, you write a whole bunch of different songs, and you have this inventory of songs, but you can only use so many of them, and it's you really have to pick and choose what you think is going to be, what's going to resonate well with, I think, the fans and the people listening. But at the same time, and I always tell people this, when you pick a song to put on an album, and people are going to expect you to play this song live, and you're going to play it 1,000 times, 10,000 times, and every single time you play that song, you have to believe it. You have to feel the same passion you felt when it was written, when you first heard it, when it first all came together. And that was one of those songs that was just an absolute must-have.
I fully understand, my friend. I really, really do. Not only am I a DJ here at Galaxy, but over the years I've been literally an engineer for recording studios, front of house, going around the world with some big bands and everything. Everybody had the same attitude. You've got to have that work mantra in you, so that not only are you going to record it for the first time, that's the last song you're ever going to record as well. You're going to be playing that forever and a day. It's got to sound like the very first time, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I think that's where the best songs come from, and I think the biggest hits are the ones that people hear, and you feel that passion coming through the artist, and it really sells itself, and then you see it live, and it just adds to it. It fuels it. It really is. It's a heartfelt thing. Every single song. And I think that's especially true for a lot of musical genres. But I think country's the one that they always say, 3 chords and the truth. And we really do. Every single time we sit down to write a song, it's a tough experience sometimes, because you're really putting a very vulnerable part of yourself out there, and you're showing people a side that, a lot of people keep hidden.
Exactly. And, well, I've got to be honest with you, Crazy Girl has that hook. You're right, here at Galaxy 107 FM with Jerry Sereda live. Yes, hey, Crazy Girl. Gosh, Barbara, I'm sweating.
It's quite warm.
This room is hot. Wow.
Shall I open the door and that means the dog will come?
No, it's okay. We can deal with it. So what was it like working with Eric Church and Dirk Bentley and Luke Bryan?
Very, very humble guys, and so interesting, and so tied into the industry, and they all have their different perspectives in terms of how they think things should be and how they think things should go, and I love picking their brains, because they're just at a different level. And I mean, we've maintained friendships, and it's, I always reach out to them when they're coming through a town that I'm in or that I'm close to, and I always, see if we can meet up and
nice.
Grab a beer or have a chat and see what's going on and what's new, and I'm always astounded by how, because I think a lot of people think of these guys as untouchable people, but they're just guys too, and they're absolutely wonderful they're always happy to sit down, or, when Dirks is around town, he loves to, if we can find a place to go skate, he loves to shoot the puck around, he loves playing hockey, and it's, with Luke, whenever he's up and around, he always wants to go hunting or, fishing, or he's an outdoorsy guy, and there's some amazing things going on. So it's a great experience. I'm
absolutely jealous, because these guys are heroes of mine.
And we would love to interview them.
Yeah, absolutely. We would love to interview them. Absolutely, yeah. We really, really would. Especially Zach Brown.
Untouchable, but
well, we can maybe we know somebody who might be able to give us a reference.
I'll definitely pass your name on. Absolutely.
Believe me, we play these guys all the time here. We get a lot of requests, and we get a lot of requests for yourself as well. But you're emerging into it. Our listeners are starting
Samantha,
to find out who you are, if you know what I mean. And believe me,
they're
starting to take hold of you like crazy. And I'm going to ask you this next about how we get hold of you. Are you on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and stuff like that? Because our fans want to know. So let's go back to the desk. Sorry, I talk a lot too, by the way.
That's okay. I'm okay with that.
Good. Who's online?
We've received two daughter's visa from Dr. John. Bennett, Rory, hi.
Galaxy FM.
21 after 11 o'clock, it is 34 degrees outside. It is hot. It really, really is. You should be in here. No air conditioning, little fans. Yeah, Monday, November 25th. And talking live to Jerry Sereda, coming, of course, out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. And a little cooler over there. The roads are a little slippery, so everybody that is in that area, please drive safely, drive to the conditions, make it click, turn your lights on, be safe, be seen. We want you to get to your destination safely, we really, really do. Now, Jerry, absolute pleasure to meet you, my friend.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy to be a part of this, and it's great to connect with you guys.
Well, we were talking just while you were playing, just up here, that you are very, very good friends with people like Eric Church, Dirt Bentley, Luke Bryan, and of course Zach Brown. Of course, you've worked with these guys, but you're telling me they're average, everyday guys. I don't believe you. They're gods of the business.
They are, but they're so humble, and they're super fun guys, and I love the fact that each of them has a different perspective on how to start into the business and how to get into the business, and I'm always picking their brains. But the truth is there is no one single path to get into the business of music. I mean, there's an infinite number of paths, and I think each of us kind of find our own. But being able to pick the brains of some of the guys who've been in it for a long time, they can't always give you that upper hand and get you to where maybe I would like to be, but they know people, and they're always happy to pass on my name, and if that helps, great. If not, like I said, they're super fun guys. They're always up for going out for a drink or for a little bit of hunting and fishing. They're just super cool guys all around.
I love this idea. I really, really do. And I'm going to talk to you very, very shortly about maybe we could meet up with these guys very, very shortly. I'm going to come down that subject. But first of all, how do we get hold of you? This is a fan question. Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, Jerry, do you respond?
I absolutely do. I think that's a big part of what I strive to make sure that I do myself. I mean, people can get a hold of me if they just go to jerrysereda.com. It has links to my Twitter, my Snapchat, my Instagram, my Facebook, my YouTube channels. As well, people can listen to all the songs for free, the entire songs. And absolutely, when people do send me messages, I've set aside a certain time each day to make sure that I respond to as many as I can. And I love hearing any types of feedback. I think that even if it comes across as slightly negative feedback, I take that and grow from it. I think that people all have their voice, and I like to listen to what they have to say. And if it helps me grow as an artist or as an individual, that's amazing. And I appreciate people reaching out, even if it's just to say hi.
We absolutely love that idea. We really, really do. Because that is your modern day database of fans these days, isn't it? And it's always nice to be able to have a fan get in touch with you and be a fan, having a response from that. That makes you feel special, don't you think?
Absolutely, and that's why I make sure that I respond to people. And, I've had people ask me on social media, is this really Jerry? And I say, it sure is. And I'll even quickly take a selfie and send it to them just to show them, like, I really do appreciate people reaching out to me. I really do want to hear from people. And I think that if they're taking the time to let me know how they feel about my music, it's the gentleman thing to do, to reply back and, you know, let them know that I did receive it, and hey, thank you very much.
You know, I like that idea, I really do, but unfortunately I don't. I don't return anything, to be very honest with you. I go home, literally. Never mind, you know, that's my work. But
Yeah.
people keep trying, they really, really do. Now, Jerry, at the same time, can we buy any merch on your website?
We're in the process of revamping the merch because we kind of rebranded ourselves with this new release, and so we're in the works of making up some new logos and stuff. So this is all going to be going, because we have a new song for the next project, actually. So we're already deep into the next album. So we have a new single and a new video coming out in January, and that's all part of the rebranding. So look early in the new year, and there will be merch and there will be stuff that'll be completely rebranded, and absolutely people can get a hold of that.
Nice, because sooner or later, you can guarantee it, you really can. I'm going to say, how about sending me a t-shirt or something so I can promote you while we're doing interviews with people, and believe me, it works, it really does. People read my shirts. But today I'm wearing this shirt because later on we're going to talk a little bit about Jacksonville, Florida television, and they kind of like me to wear my company brand, to be straight up, but
Yeah.
it really, really does work. People do follow the clothing that I wear, and then before you know it, you've got another 5,000 Instagram fans, and I'm not going to apologise.
Yeah.
That means a lot of work and a lot of typing to be able to reply to everybody. And that doesn't take an everyday man, really, does it? That takes a special kind of man. Tell me about Everyday Man.
You know, Everyday Man was, again, one of those songs that when we were talking about what songs to add to it, even when we play this live, I always tell the people that are listening in the audience, I say, you know, this is a song that's dedicated to all of the ladies here in the room. I said, from all of us guys. And I always tell people that, you know, we are guys and we do mess up periodically. That's kind of what we do sometimes, and we do love it when you know, the special people in our lives put up with it, and they forgive us and they let us be their everyday man, you know, Monday through Sunday. So we wrote it, and it's basically about that, you know, that thank you song saying, you know, I may stutter, I may not have the right words to say, but, you know, thank you for letting me be a part of your life every day.
You know, I absolutely love it. I really, really do. So right here is Jerry Sereda live at Galaxy 107 FM, Everyday Man. How you feeling, Jerry?
Good.
Nice. I got to be honest with you. It's a bit of a process to get an interview with me. Barbara, apparently she found me this time, but normally everybody comes to Barbara, and it's like 30 bands a day. Then she goes, takes it to production, and Barbara sort of disagree on a lot of it, and you have to whittle it down because there's only 5 days in a week. You know what I mean? And then it's got to go to a board. There's 8 of them that sort of agree, disagree. Their only thing is it's got to be about our image. It's got to be able to fit our image. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's got to be good. Then it comes to me, and I usually get it on a device where I have no information. All I do is hear the music, and I play you in my car. We're in a little town, a little milling town in between 3 major cities. Maybe about 5,000, 7,000 people in town.
Yeah.
Yep, depending on how the businesses go up and down. Anyway, I go driving in my car, literally in this forestry, and listen to the music. Now, 2 reasons. First reason is nobody can influence my decision if I do this alone and listen to you myself. Second reason is nobody's game enough to come driving with me. That's the truth.
Are you fast, or are you?
Hone.
Just nuts.
Hone.
Yeah.
That's okay though.
Yeah, exactly. But Everyday Man was the first song I heard of yours, and I pulled the car over, opened up the doors, turned up the stereo, took in the ambience and absolutely loved it.
Oh, thank you. Every time we play it live, it's exactly what I was talking about. I feel that it right from my core. It exudes, and I always tell a story similar to the one that I just told you guys, and there's always chuckles in the house, and because it's true. I mean, some guys make some absolutely terrible decisions, but the fact that
hold on. In defense of some women make some horrible decisions. My wife married me.
Well, I'm sure she made a very good decision. You seem like a pretty cool guy.
Thank you. Let's go back to the desk.
Troublemaker, I don't know.
I got nothing to say on that.
Troublemaker.
Oh, dear. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 28 away from lunchtime, 12 o'clock, 32 degrees C. It's hot, real hot downtown. Careful guys, go and nip on into the pub for a cold one. It'll cool you down for sure. And I'm sure the pub will appreciate it as well. Monday, November 25th, and we're joined live today coming out of Winnipeg, Manitoba by Jerry Sereda. Now, Jerry, I don't know. Should we do the 5 questions from the 50 Shades of Grant today?
If you want to.
If I want to.
Okay.
Jerry, are you up for a little quick 5 question thing?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's check this out. Boris Johnson, caretaker Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, of course being Britain, only because there's an election going on very, very shortly. Jacinda Ardern, Prime Minister of New Zealand. Angela Merkel, coming out of Germany, she's the Chancellor there, and Donald Trump. Which is the odd one out?
Well, I don't think you can turn on the TV these days without seeing something about Donald Trump, and there's always a face slapper going on there, I tell you.
Yeah, everybody does say Donald Trump. I got to be honest with you. The rest of the politicians, he's being impeached.
I guess so. It's like a reality TV show that just doesn't quit.
It is, isn't it? And literally, I think it's the hair that's running the country. The rest is just an adaptation that it's growing on. Now, vegan sausages. Have you ever tried them?
Bacon sausages?
Vegan sausages.
Oh, vegan sausages. I have not tried vegan sausages.
Okay.
Maybe I have. You never know. I mean, in this day and age, I have probably a lot of friends who probably fed them to me and just not told me.
Are they made out of real vegans?
I don't. I hope not.
Well, Girl Guide biscuits, were they ever made out of Girl Guides?
Again, hope not.
Okay, fair enough. Johnson & Johnson baby oil, was it ever made out of babies?
No.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? How many would you get in a bottle?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
How to recycle your baby. I'm going to get mail everywhere around the world now for that one. I really am. So, James Bond, you're familiar with James Bond, right?
Of course.
Okay, not so long ago, he actually broke his ankle and had to have 12 weeks off from filming while he recuperated. In that time, the board got together and wanted to come out with a female James Bond, but the world said, no, we're not going to have that. So now they've decided they're going to try a gay James Bond. You know what it's going to be called?
I can't even guess that one.
07.
07.
Yeah, but having said that, don't forget, once upon a time, Michael Jackson wanted to be James Bond back in the day. He really did. The last words were, Dr. No!
Dr. No.
Yeah. I'm scared what they're going to call the new movie with U7 in it. Something gold with a finger, maybe. Oh, wow. Let's get away from that. Anyway, one last question, and I'm going to ask you, literally, what's the best thing about Manitoba?
The best thing about Manitoba? Well, we have it on our license plates. It says Friendly Manitoba. We're a friendly bunch of people.
There you go. You're talking to me. You must be. You have to be. There, right there. So that's the 5 questions out of the 50 Shades of Grant. Now, having said that, you like a few drinks? You like to live it up a little bit? Maybe drink it down?
I sure do. I mean, we have extremely cold winters and extremely hot summers, and the summers are super short. So when that time comes around, we sure do live it up. You know, and drink it down.
Yeah, I can gather that. It is ridiculously short. It just seems like the other day I was talking to somebody and they're saying it's winter time. We then discussed the same thing, summertime, and bang, it's winter time over there again. It seems that you have ridiculously long winters and short summers. That's not a good poster.
No, you know, but we do appreciate the summers when they come around. We do make the best of it. But because we have such long, cold winters, I think that's where, you know, we got good at keeping the winter festivities going in terms of having a nice cold drink. And, you know, it's a good excuse to cuddle up to somebody you care about. Stay warm, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And believe me, always a favourite subject of mine is living it up and drinking it down. So, live right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined by Jerry Sereda, the man himself. Live it up, drink it down, right here at Galaxy. Gosh, hot. How are you handling it, Barbara? You all right? Yeah. Cool. I'm trying to find the little bit. There it is. As you can see, she's dangerous as that thing, isn't she?
Those selfie sticks they're quite the invention.
Exactly. Now, I've got to let you know, we will give you a copy of everything we do today. Photos, we do crazy photos as well after the interview. A couple of videos, you get everything, including this Facebook Live that we're doing now. We'll convert it over to YouTube and send it off to you. I don't blame you if you hit the trash can, really. I don't. I wouldn't want to relive this.
I'll definitely spread it around over here and let people know. Like,
yeah, warn them. Let them know Kiwis are coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just anyone that you'd like us to interview, we're really interested.
Oh, okay, yeah. Barbara was saying if there's anybody that you would like us to interview, we're really interested. Get hold of Barbara and she'll follow it up.
Absolutely, yeah.
The big
Cool.
boys.
Can you
Like I said, I'll touch base with a few of those guys too and see if they'd be willing to spend some time with you guys.
I would be honoured. I tell you who I was talking to the other day was Steve Lynch from the band Autograph.
Oh yeah?
You remember turning up the radio?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, the rest of the band got hold of it and went, hey, hold on, so we're interviewing them on Wednesday.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, big good.
Jeez.
Legendary band. They used to tour with Van Halen and other bands like that.
Yeah.
Because we're not totally country here.
No, we're not
We play
totally
all-
country.
Yeah, we
No,
play all genres.
we play all types only if it's good. And but country, we love country though, don't we?
do, of course.
We really do. And I know that
Country's become such a diverse blend of musical genres now. Like country is no longer just country. I mean, you got your rap country, your rock country, your southern country, your traditional country. It's crazy. But
well, there's people like Blanco Brown, for instance. We're going to be interviewing him very shortly as well. I mean, that's interesting. That's really
very interesting.
hip hop country. You know?
Yeah.
I like that blend. I really do. Let's go back to the desk.
And did you see the video with him and Tim McGraw singing "Don't Take the Girl"?
Yes, I have. Hold on, let's go to the desk. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is 19 away from lunchtime, 12 o'clock, 32 degrees. It's staying there for a little while. Has been as high as 35 today, so it's reasonably well done. Monday, November 25th, and I'm absolutely elated to be joined by Jerry Sereda coming out of Manitoba. And we were just talking, of course, about Tim McGraw and a video he did with Blanco Brown, and where music and the diversity of music is today in the country scene, literally. But you've been compared to people like Tim McGraw and Garth Brooks in the past, haven't you?
Yes, I have. And in fact, when I first started, I used to sing almost exclusively Garth Brooks songs before I started writing my own stuff.
Okay, did you have the hat?
I did, absolutely, yeah.
I love hats like that, I really, really do. But unfortunately, Garth Brooks won't send me a hat because he won't enter my emails anyway, so, oh well. But having said that, I don't know, are you familiar with a guy called Rod Black?
Yep.
Yeah? I want his hat.
You want his hat?
I want his hat. He says, I'll give it to you if I can tour here in New Zealand. I went, done deal, let's work something out. So, very, very shortly, we are going to be doing something. Now, having said that, my friend, touring in New Zealand, we kind of would like the idea, if you would entertain the idea at least, of maybe coming down here to the Antipodes Down Under and doing a few shows for us here in New Zealand.
I can't think of something I would want to do more. I mean, that would be absolutely wonderful.
That kind of scared me for a minute there. I thought, couldn't think of anything I wouldn't want to do more. But literally, we would be honoured to have you here in New Zealand. You know, maybe about 4 or 5 shows here in New Zealand. And at the same time, maybe we could share you with, Australia as well. You know, only because we like their money.
Yeah. Hey, I would love to come down. I've heard nothing but great things about your country, and it'd be great to see you in person and meet the people.
Nice, we'll change your mind about that by the time you want to leave. We will. But having said that, and now that we're established that maybe we can get you down here, are you up for a few crazy challenges?
Okay, I'm always up for anything. Why not?
Oh, I like this, I really, really do. Have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo group?
No.
Okay. You know a caterpillar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a caterpillar on steroids. It's been taking drugs. It's big, it's white. It's like a double-decker bus to a mini, really. The indigenous folks of New Zealand, known as the Maori, they eat them, have eaten them in the past, and still do. We have a crazy wild foods thing here in New Zealand where we deep fry stuff we really shouldn't deep fry. But there's the hoo-hoo grub. Now, what you do is you put the live body in your mouth, rip off the black head. It's yucky, it really is. But when you crunch down on this, it's like eating creamy peanut butter.
Okay.
Love that reaction.
Yeah, okay.
Stone cold reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Believe me, we've had some absolutely priceless looks when I described, you put it in your mouth, you rip off the head. Yum. And believe me, people go, really? But you've got to think about this too. The guy that's handing you a bowl of these live wiggly things, you've got to wonder what's going through his head, right?
I mean...
You want me to eat
if the protein content is high enough, I might try one.
Well, I tell you what, you'll get literally, I'll get Barbara to send you the instructional video so that you know that I'm not pulling your leg. We actually do this here in New Zealand. And I've had many. Literally, I've had my few over the years.
Not me.
But having said that, seeing we're down Hokitika way, we might as well go down to Queenstown. Now, Queenstown is a boutique-y little town, city kind of thing. Trying to be a city anyway. Shania Twain, for instance, has property down that way. You can find people like Kevin Costner down there from time to time. Tom Cruise, not so long ago. It's the place where all the super and the A-listers go and to get away from their friends when they bring their friends with them.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll take you down there, show you around. You never know who you might run into. At the same time, we might even Yeah, what do you reckon, Barbara? We'll throw him off a bridge.
You're going first.
Yeah, I'm going first? Absolutely, I'll go first, anytime. We have a thing here called bungee jumping.
Oh, yeah.
And Senior Not Australian will attach the bungee.
Bungee jumping.
Yeah, see? He's getting more and more excited by the minute. That expression is changing.
I think I might be able to eat the caterpillar. I'm not sure if I do not like heights. You might have to, throw me off.
You like Barbara, literally, yeah. She gets vertigo on a couple of inches of heels, literally. She doesn't like heights either. But I got to be honest with you. Are you going to be bringing a partner with you or coming singly?
Well, do you mean in terms of like a bandmate or just...
No, like a wife or a girlfriend, fiance, significant other.
I'm currently seeking one. So currently don't have one to bring with me.
Well, I feel sorry for you because there's a girl in Kansas wanting to know how to be able to get hold of you right now. And I told her she had to come with a brewery and a boat.
Hey, why not?
Bonus. You know, you and I can go fishing.
Bonus.
Yeah, have a bit of fun on here.
I
But
do some
having said
matchmaking.
that, Barbara is an Olympic shopper, you see, so she is quite good at entertaining young ladies and taking them shopping and doing things crazy like that. While we can always jump out of an aeroplane, for instance. I'm good at parachuting.
All right. Once again, this will be one of those things where they might have to fake the plane crashing for me to get up to be like, oh, plane's going down, you better jump now.
Actually, did you see that there's a plane crash in the Congo this morning? 27 people dead. The pilot was recorded saying to the co-pilot, and this is for real, it really is, there is a plane crash in it. The co-pilot says, do you think we're going to crash? The pilot says, we're going to go right to the scene of the crime.
Going right to the scene of the crime?
Yeah.
It's an interesting last words.
Yeah, literally. Man down. Anything like that.
Man.
Literally. But yes, it really is quite true. There is a plane crash in the Congo. 27% dead right now. Having said that, yeah, it's sad. It really, really is. Having said that, also Boris Johnson, he's saying that they're going to do a Brexit deal by Christmas. We're just kind of wondering which Christmas that is.
Oh, yeah, the Brexit.
Well, it's cost a couple of prime ministers and a few members of parliament so far, this deal, hasn't it?
Well, hey, over here, I don't know if you've heard in Canada, all of Western Canada wants to do Wexit.
What the hell is that?
They, a lot of people on the west side of Canada, they really rely on the oil industry for their livelihood, and our new Prime Minister, Mr. Trudeau, doesn't really support that, so all of Western Canada wants to separate. I don't know if it's going to go over, but they're actually talking about it, so...
You know, Trump might have had a good idea, he's just put the fence in the wrong place.
Trump's, him and his wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Trudeau can find one cheap from Trumpy.
You never know. Yeah, we'll build a wall here, too.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? But we all...
We're building out of snow. I mean, we got 10 months of that then. We have a wall for 10 months, right? We can always change our mind. It'll melt in the summer.
Exactly. Now, at the same time, we all depend on, of course, oil, and it is a commodity that we need. Are you currently in one of these ice road trucker places?
Actually, I'm in one of the provinces where a lot of the filming is done. Manitoba, a lot of it happens up north, yeah.
Nice.
Because they have that Ice Road Truckers, the show, and it's filmed a lot of it in Manitoba.
Yeah, believe me, I've watched a bit of it. I've got to be straight up with you. I stopped watching when that guy died. He was in an aeroplane accident.
Yeah.
That was sad. You know, I haven't seen one since then. I must catch up. I've got to be straight up with you. But nice to know the region where you are. Now I got something familiar.
Yeah, when winter comes around, that's where a lot of our northern communities finally get access to supplies.
Nice. I do apologise about that. I've actually got a bit of the flu. I've been down for about 9 days, but I couldn't take any more sick days off. I had to come to work and interview you. So believe me, I do apologise about that. I really do.
That's
so,
okay.
having said that, and now that we've got a Wixit going on, and of course Canada is getting divided, how do you turn the country on?
Well, you turn the country on with some good music. That's what you do. That unites it. I think music unites people.
This is your second most requested song here at Galaxy. It really, really is. And so far, 1,700 plus requests for it since we've started playing it right here at
That's
Galaxy.
awesome.
At the same time, it's one of your first songs that you've debuted in the world, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a song that was co-written. If people don't know the story behind it, it was actually co-written by James Beavers and Dirk's family as well. So, I mean, this was one of the songs that we put on, and it really is that. I mean, I listen to all types of music, but I always tell people, you know, we'll listen to your music for a bit, and then let's crank the country, man. Let's get the real party going.
Absolutely, I've got to agree with you. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Jerry Sereda, live and turn the country on.
It's hot.
It's hot. Production reckons it's hot.
So hot's going to open the door.
Oh, dear. Yeah, Barbara's sweating. Feel sorry for you, Barbara. Indeed. Who's online with us?
Oh, we've got Janet Coates, Merv Penny. We're going to see you tomorrow at 9. I hope that's okay, Merv. Rory Coates, Tommy Rojo, Nigel Macy from Perth, my son's friend. Hi, Nigel.
Nice to have you guys along. Merv, long time between drinks, my friend. I'm looking forward to meeting up with you tomorrow.
Yes,
Absolutely
it is available.
Interesting man, Merv Penny. He's a New Zealand artist and literally, I don't know, is he still a farmer?
No,
No?
he's retired from
He's
it.
retired from farming.
He's now a musician full-time.
And awesome. You couldn't get a better job. You really couldn't. You know, retirement and having music. Love that. So, Kiwi artist. Looking forward to that. Our last song, of course, is Undam Winder.
I love that song.
Yeah, everybody here
favourite.
does. Everybody here
My
does.
favourite.
I had the misfortune of coming into work the other day and it was playing on the radio and watching the girls in reception dancing to it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
You know, what are you doing? And showing signs of enjoyment. That never happens here. Dear. Your influences, Blake Sheldon, brilliant.
Yeah.
And of course, Waylon, Mel, Willie, Hank, Johnny. Yeah. The usual list of suspects.
You know, I think they haven't just influenced country music. They influenced rock. They set off a wave in music. Like those guys, they were the original outlaws, you know. They decided, they did things that went against the grain, and they started a wave of music and a wave of ideas where people, you know, took that energy and fueled it into music and created their own personas and their own ways of doing things. And I think that was such a powerful movement. And
You know,
like I said, it's never stopped.
Willie's still an outlaw. Come on.
Yeah.
He really.
Yeah.
I was talking to his security, his personal security guard. What about 3 years ago? We were talking to that guy, and he says, "Hey Grant, what happens when Willie's in the bath?" Oh, I don't know. He gets wet, and he goes, "Yeah, you get a wet Willie."
You get a wet Willie. That's funny.
Oh, dear.
Jokes I don't know. I'm
That's
going
true.
to write a book.
Write a book, me. I
Yeah,
couldn't write a
Grant's
book.
jokes.
You know, I couldn't. I couldn't write a book.
I will.
You can write a book
Yeah,
for me.
your jokes.
There you go. My jokes.
Yeah.
Oh Christ! You got 4 pages.
I can get Penguin Books to publish it for you.
You could too. You
Yeah.
really could. She could actually get it published. That's the scary thought. Yeah.
I have ways and
Why not? Side projects, right?
Well, yeah. I just don't know how she finds the time. I mean, believe me, she's my PA. She does all the interviews, everything like that. Getting,
That's awesome.
you know, and at the same time, she is the manager of Aurora Entertainments, which brings bands into the country, does the logistics, everything like that. We can take care of it. Let's go back to the desk.
Yeah, chop chop.
That's right. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 4 away from 12 o'clock and 33 degrees. Not bad. Yeah, for a Monday, November 25. Only 30 days away from Christmas too, by the way. Just a little heads up. Go down, get yourself something, and just tell the wife, well, you know, you got a card. There you go. Always works. Really does. Day at the pub, went over and got a card. Yeah, love it. Great idea. Talking to Jerry Sereda coming out of Manitoba, and believe me, absolutely elated to be able to talk to this man. He is an absolute legend in his own right. In the making, literally. Now, coming into wintertime over there, I'm sure it is actually in wintertime over there. So good time to sit down and do a bit of writing, maybe a bit of recording.
That's what we're doing. Like I said, we've been doing a lot of writing recently. We got a few more writing sessions coming up because what we do is we book off a weekend and we usually sit down. My producer and I will sit down and we'll bring in multiple other writers to write with us. And usually on a good weekend we'll get, you know, four to five songs. So we're going to do a couple more of those writing sessions, which will bring us up to, I think, about 30-ish songs that we need to choose from to finish off this upcoming album. But the first single, it is a song that we just shot the music video 2 weeks ago. It's ready to go. We're just waiting for, you know, kind of the Christmas festivities to clear out, and then we're going to launch into that brand new project.
Well, that's a good segue because I was actually going to say to you, tell me about Christmas in your town, in your home. What do you do at Christmas time? Are you doing a festival in your hometown at the same time? Are you doing a Christmas in the park kind of thing?
You know, I have a few shows around the Christmas area, but Christmas itself, I always make sure that I devote that to family. I think family's super important. I've always been super close to family, and that's our time to get together and, you know, have a meal and just enjoy each other's company. But you better believe when we get together as a family, the guitars come out, and always good times. Guitars and beers and the whole 9 yards.
I'm kind of envious, I really, really am. But I've got to let you know, I'm a pretty mean cowbell kind of guy. I'm sort of, there's never enough cowbell.
Oh, yeah.
So,
True.
It's either that or the triangle. I can really do that, but I can't sing. I can't sing. I really, really can't. I envy anybody who can. Well, I can. I can sing tenor, or maybe 12 miles away from anybody that can hear me. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
You just need a bigger microphone then.
No, I wouldn't do that to anybody. I really, really wouldn't. Ears would bleed. It would be so bad. I really, really would. But having said that, legendary in my own bedroom.
We've heard it.
Perfect.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's where it starts.
Yep, the rest of the house just leaves. Bye. Don't try that at 10 o'clock at night. The wife doesn't appreciate it. Believe me, I found this out. You know, good songs on the radio, start singing, you know, completely out of tune, upside down, all that sort of stuff, you know, before you know it, I'm on the couch. Yeah.
Well, is it a comfy couch?
I wish. I wish, I really, really do. But it is just one of those things. Now, your influences, a very, very interesting list of influences, you know, the Blake Sheldons, Waylon Jennings, Merle Haggard, you know, of course, Willie Nelson's in there, Hank Williams, Johnny Cash, Eric Church, Luke Bryan, of course, and Garth Brooks. Now, that is the usual lineup of suspects, but how would you describe mashing all those together and coming to Jerry Sereda?
You know, I think what's unique about what we're doing is I'm really influenced by the traditional sounds, and I love all those traditional instruments. But at the same time, there's become a different melodic structure that a lot of the new artists are doing. And what that has done for country music is it's bringing in a younger generation of country listeners. And people start listening to a song, and they love the song, and you know they turn their attention away for a minute, and it starts to cycle through songs. And before they know it, it's gone from the Luke Bryan's, the Eric Churches to the Merle Haggards and the Waylon Jennings, and you have a younger generation saying, that song's pretty cool. I like that. So it's revamping country music as it is. So I really respect what these guys are doing, because they've accepted different sounds into the country vibe, and that's created a larger, more diverse market where people are, people who traditionally would have said country music, no way, are now saying country music's kind of cool. So we take all of that, and then I think just because I'm writing with guys from Nashville, I'm writing with guys from Canada, we have different ways of saying things and different catchphrases, I guess you put it. So there's also that blending of catchphrasing between what would be typical down South American phrasings and some of our Canada phrasings, and you combine it all and it just creates kind of a unique structure. So I like the diversity.
Yeah, absolutely. I can understand that. I really, really can. But having said that, I mean, we here at Galaxy, we like it a little bit of upbeat, if you know what I mean. None of these broken cowboys sitting on the tail of their truck crying into their whiskey saying, my electric intelligent truck just left me. Because that's the way of the future these days. Well, these electric vehicles, sooner or later, like smartphones, they're going to get the clue and just say, nah, you're an old man and I'm going to find somebody else. So, yeah, you can imagine what the future of the music's going to be like, drinking. I'm stuck with an old gas guzzler instead of an electric intelligent truck because it left me for somebody else. Here's one for you, by the way, and right now in the news here in New Zealand, the government is looking at having a referendum for euthanasia. Now, what's your take on that? Do you support euthanasia yourself?
I think that it's... I've never really weighed in on it too much, but I do feel that, people should have some say in the care of their own lives. And I don't know, because when you get to that point where somebody wants to end their life and they want assistance doing that, there's so many factors that go into that. Are they, because they're undergoing certain pain or they're undergoing something, are they in the right mental state to make that decision? I don't know. So I mean, there's too many factors. I've never been in that situation, but I know that if personally I was in a situation where I couldn't see myself going on anymore, I would. I'm that country boy where I would prefer it to be quick and painless instead of long and drawn out.
Exactly. And believe me, I can see that straight away. But at the same time, you say, I kind of think that I would like to go out, much like my grandfather did, in his sleep, unlike the passengers in his car that were screaming at the time.
Oh, dear.
So, there's always a chance we could undam wind it, really. We really, really could. So, tell me all about undam wind it, because believe me, you're up around about 3,000 requests for this song since we started playing it. It's the most popular song for Jerry Sereda. Tell me all about it.
It was one of those things where it was just a catchphrase where everybody's always talking about unwinding at the end of the week, unwinding at the end of the week. And I remember, talking to somebody, I said, you know what? Let's just undam wind it. Like, let's crank this up a notch. Let's show people how to unwind. Let's reinvent this whole concept of unwinding at the end of the week and do it right. And it was kind of like, excuse me, what did you just say? Undam wind it? I was like, yes, sir. So it just kind of went from there, and we started talking about what that would look like and what we grew up with. Finding those country roads. With the pool, you got the pool table, you got the beers, you got the friends, you got the people having a good time, you got a good country vibe, good energy, and what a great way to wrap up the week.
There you go, and wrapping it up here, the last song for Jerry Sereda, and it is literally the most popular song here at Galaxy right now. I've got to be honest, I can't go through a breakfast show without playing Undam Wind It right here at Galaxy.
Like my
We're not doing too bad. How you feeling, my friend?
Good. Feel really good.
Nice. So we'll wrap it up from here, but please don't go anywhere just yet. We'll do a couple of crazy photos, so you can put them on your cell phone as a wallpaper or something. Show your friends. Say, don't do this with Kiwis. It's not healthy. Literally. By the way, you have a McDonald's over in Canada, right?
Yeah.
And a couple of Canadians go into McDonald's in close city that we have here called Whakatane for a morning breakfast. And we have a thing here called a Kiwi breakfast. And this guy, he got all irate, the very first guy. He says, you can't eat Kiwis, you can't. And the other one goes, just a little one.
Just a little.
Jerry may not know what a kiwi is.
A Kiwi is our national bird.
Yeah, and we call ourselves Kiwis.
It's a flightless bird.
Jerry may not
ruts
know
around.
that.
You know, you can tell a Kiwi male, he eats roots and leaves.
It eats what?
Roots and leaves.
He's a bird.
Oh, okay.
It's roots and shoots.
But
and
us-
leaves.
I didn't know what a kiwi was in terms of the bird.
Yeah, well, he eats roots and apparently shoots and leaves now. My production manager says to me, I missed a bit out. I was being nice. I was. So, we'll wrap it up. Look at that. We're only 7 minutes over. That's pretty good. It's not bad. But having said that, I chewed up with Ottawa, didn't I? So the
You're
next
such a gas bag.
production will be, the next room will be fine. We will
You're a gas bag.
go into Studio B very, very
You're a
shortly.
gas
folks. We
bag.
will. So,
Picture of your ear.
a picture of my ear.
Yeah.
I ear you.
Yeah.
I like it.
I love this song.
Oh, it didn't go off. Maybe it was because I was reading instead of... Yeah, let's do it. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and we have had the absolute pleasure of joining Jerry Sereda coming out of Manitoba, and it has been an absolute pleasure, my friend. Now, would you come back again, and we can do this all over again with a brand spanking new release and maybe a new album in the future?
I would love to.
Yeah, you haven't learnt from the first time?
Well, I had a great experience today, so I guess you weren't trying hard enough to chase me away.
Oh, I wasn't trying to chase you away. It's just scary. It really, really is that people actually like doing this. But without people like you, you see, I wouldn't have a job. So I really, really ask you, please keep up the good work, won't you?
Well, you know what? Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it all, and I absolutely enjoyed chatting with you guys today. And as soon as the new stuff's up and going, I will be in touch with you, and I would love some feedback, as always.
Well, we will do our absolute best to be able to give you as much feedback as possible. But now that you've done an interview with you, I've got to welcome you into the Galaxy family. You're part of us now. So please come on back, and we would love to be able to release any new stuff that you have coming up in the future. This is going to be a relationship for a long time, literally, my friend. So let's get behind you and promote you as much as possible. We'd love to see you here in New Zealand. It has been an honour making your acquaintance, my friend, and can't wait to do this again.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to.
Now, at the same time, got to wish you, even though it's a little early, a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Have a very happy and safe festive, won't you?
Well, and I wish you the same. You know, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And I had a friend kind of put it in perspective yesterday. He said, because when you think of 2020, which is coming up, he says 2020 is perfect vision, right? He said, so that's the year. That's the year to focus on. That's clear-sighted. Go into 2020 with clear sight.
You know something? There's a bullseye in there. There really is a bullseye. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Jerry Sereda joined us here at Galaxy 107 FM.